Hello, everybody. Welcome to Show 5. We're completing our first week of, we hope, a lot of shows here at the Overlook Hotel. The Overlook Hotel's from The Shining. The reason I mention it, probably the scariest movie ever made, because today is Friday the 13th. Anyway, this is Punchlines. I'm Frank Nicotero. We're not at the Overlook Hotel where Jack Nicholson worked. We are at the lovely South Point Hotel and Casino here in Las Vegas, Nevada. It's been an amazing week. Thank you for everybody that's already watching live. We know we have the streams coming. Make sure you click subscribe. We really need your help and your viewership, and we appreciate everyone tuning in as we complete show number 5. But it is Friday the 13th, 2023, and it's day 50, or day 10 of 50 straight days with football on television. Could you want more out of life than that? We had plenty of action last night. And later today, oh my goodness, we had Alex White here last week, and her dad's going to be here today, which is going to be very exciting. And this guy here is always here, right there. That's our producer, Ryan McCormick. Ryan, what's going on? Happy Friday the 13th. Yes. Is it Fiends Day? Is that a nickname for Friday the 13th? Now, are you a superstitious person? Are we hearing Ryan? Oh, we're not hearing you, Ryan. You know what? Because it's Friday the 13th. That's why this is happening. The show. We got gremlins. We don't have Ryan, or we do have Ryan? Okay. Well, I think it's because it's Friday the 13th. So I'll just go on without you, Ryan. I'll do it live without him. Anyway, so we are here at the Sportsbook. A big night last night in sports. It's a gigantic weekend here in Las Vegas. We have the South Point 400. You can see the hat right there on stage. Maybe you can't, but it's down there. Trust me. South Point 400 is going to be the NASCAR race here. There was a big blackjack tournament with a lot of the drivers that played in last night, and I kind of covered it as a little field piece, which will be coming up in about 10 minutes. We're going to show that right before Kenny comes in. So we're very excited to show a lot of funny stuff today, but it is Friday the 13th, and they are feverishly working right now on Ryan's microphone because Ryan is the spice of the show. Ryan McCormick, that's the spice. Jerry is doing a great job to get his mic patched. I want to start out by saying Friday the 13th was always a scary day for me when I was a kid. I loved Friday the 13th because of the movies. Now, Friday the 13th movies started like in the early 80s. And Ryan, are you back?
I believe so.
Do we have Ryan?
There we go.
We have Ryan, ladies and gentlemen. That's weird that on Friday the 13th, your mic stopped working.
Yeah, we had some gremlins.
All right. So let's talk about the number 13. If you saw the tweet I shouted out last night, I'm going to talk about 13 a lot because it's Friday the 13th. My name, ladies and gentlemen, is Frank Nicotero. Ryan, how many letters are in Frank Nicotero? Yeah, 13. 5 in Frank, 8 in Nicotero. Ryan McCormick. Do you have any idea of how many letters are in your name, Ryan McCormick?
14.
No, it's 13.
You sure?
Well, do you spell Ryan weird? R-Y-I-N is for McCormick. M-C-C-O-R-M-I-C-K.
M-C-C-O-R-M-I-C-K.
This isn't a spelling bee yet, right?
Plus 4.
1, 2, 3, 4,
13.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. That's 13.
Yeah.
God, don't mess with me. It's
Math
13.
is hard sometimes.
All right, yes, you're okay. Now, yesterday I did not get locked out of my room. So, a lot of workplaces have how many days since they've had an accident? We can go ahead and switch it to 1 or 2 for me. I did not get locked out of my room. I did have some interactions with security, which I'll tell you about later. But I returned my rental car. I had a rental car for 3 days, and I returned it, and I decided to walk back because the Uber was going to be too much. Guess how long my walk was when I pulled it up on the map?
1.3?
It was 1.3 miles, Ryan. Very good. You see the theme developing. It was 1.3 miles. And, we've all made that mistake in Vegas. If you've been here to Vegas, you got to come out. Make sure you stop by and see us here live at the South Point Hotel. You see a hotel and you want to walk to that hotel. You're like, it's not that far. I can make it. I can see it right there. It's the biggest mistake you're ever going to make. I did this once in 100 degree. It was the dumbest mistake. But the South Point to the rental car place, I could see it. So I walked the 1.3 miles. South Point 400 is this weekend. We're all excited about that. Do you know how many characters are in South Point 400, Ryan? Take a guess.
It's not 14.
It's 13, damn it. South Point 400 is 13 characters. This does not stop. What else do we have? Okay, I want to talk about this now. Taylor Swift. We got to talk about Taylor one more time. She was at the game last night with Travis Kelce. Congratulations. The Chiefs won. I want to talk about Taylor Swift. She sent this out about the number 13. Ryan, are you ready for your mind to be blown?
Surprise me.
Taylor Swift was born on the 13th. She turned 13 on Friday the 13th. Her first album went gold in how many weeks?
13.
13. My first number one song had a 13-second intro. Every time I've won an award, I've been seated in either the 13th seat, the 13th row, the 13th section, or row M, which is what letter?
14.
The 13th, damn it. Stop being a smart aleck. Basically, whenever 13 comes up in my life, it's a good thing. How weird is that? The number 13 keeps going and going. And speaking of going, we might as well get to Fast Takes, but guess what? More 13s are coming. Roll the beautiful animation for Frank's Fast Takes. Here we go. There it is. Look at that. Dun, 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 dun. Frank's Fast Takes, ladies and gentlemen. So many 13s. I promised you last night in my tweet we would talk about 13 a lot. They keep popping up. I want to talk about the college game. It was a great night in sports. The Phillies beat the Braves, which makes me very happy because they beat the Pirates in 1992 in the playoffs, and I've hated the Braves ever since. So congratulations to the Phillies. Now, we talked about the Philly jiggle, right? They do the thing with the marbles and the cajones. They also now are singing this Robin song. They're doing it again, Dancing on My Own, which is everywhere. And if you saw Nick Castellano, they were out singing it last night. They were spraying beer all around. It's a big thing. So they have a theme song. I'm telling you. So it's Creed. It's a lot of songs going on. So did you see the ending of the Houston WVU game last night?
I did not.
The Hail Mary. It's a Hail Mary. It was unbelievable. Unbelievable ending to the game. Now, I want to tell you the final score of the game was 41-39. Okay? What's in the middle of the numbers 41 and 39? A 13. You take a 4 and a 1, and then you take the 4 and the 9 on the end, you add them together, 4 plus 9, 13. It's unbelievable. The winning touchdown on a Hail Mary was 49 yards. 4 plus 9 equals 13. Friday the 13th. This is the kind of stuff a lonely man does in his hotel room. The quarterback, Donovan Smith, who threw the Hail Mary with no time left, he wears jersey 1, completed to wide receiver Steven Johnson. What number do you think he wears, Ryan?
14.
He wears number 12.
Oh.
He wears number 12. So quarterback 1 to wide receiver 12. That's 13.
There we go.
Are you not lit? The Houston Cougars are in 13th place in the Big 12. The Big 12 doesn't have 12 teams anymore. You know how many they have? It's 14. But anyway, it should be 13. It's 14. They kind of screwed up my whole thing I had going there. But, I mean, come on. The completion answer. 1 to 12. The 13s are, it's going crazy.
Do you know how many seconds were left when West Virginia took the lead?
Don't tell me.
12.
It was one. Oh.
It's 12.
Maybe it was 1.3 because, they do that sometimes.
Yeah, it could have been.
Right. So anyway, and then the Chiefs won. I don't think there are any 13s. The Chiefs did cover on a long field goal at the end because we had the line. I think Vinny was here. It was like 10.5 or 11. Yep. And then Buckner hit a field goal, and it made it 19-8. So it covered the 11 points. So unbelievable. Yeah, that was a great ending. Okay, so Taylor Swift was seen there. We saw a ton of Taylor. And there's a special thing you wanted to tell me about. You didn't show me this.
So
something with Taylor and Travis.
Taylor Swift, trading card company called Leaf made 11 cards with Travis Kelce's signature, Taylor Swift's signature.
Oh my God! And
it's a little booklet called the Book of Love.
Oh, how many letters is that? THEBOOKLOVE. Okay, it's not 13. Anyway, so how much are these things going for?
So only 11 of them made. They were getting sold for $1,500.
Oh, there's a picture of it right there. Wow. So those are going for 15. They're selling now for $1,500, but the
$1,500 each.
Right. What's the resale going to be on those?
Ridiculous.
Can we do something? Can we do like a punchlines card, like with me and Taylor Swift? We need the numbers. So. All you Swifties, I know a lot of Swifties are tuning in because you saw the show yesterday. So let Taylor know. All right, let's move on. It is Friday the 13th. Let's move on to the next Fast Take. And it is the superstitions in the NFL. We have a lot of NFL action happening this weekend. Our guest, Kenny's going to be here in 1 second. He just got here. He looks awesome. He's wearing a Golden Knights jersey, which is awesome. He's wearing number 9. But if you turn 9 upside down 3 times, 666 right there. That's an evil sign. Okay, so let's talk about superstitions in the NFL. What are you superstitious about? Do you have any superstitions?
I mean, it depends if I'm on a winning side or losing side.
Right.
Like I'll change it up, but I mean, I've got my favorite number, my lucky number,
which
is
lucky
24.
Number?
So
what is it?
24.
Why 24?
It's a lot into so both my parents were 24 when I was born.
Okay.
I was born 24 days early. I was born at 12:57, so 12 plus 5 plus 7 is 24. And I was born on the 24th of the month.
Holy mackerel. That's right. And how old are you?
23.
23. So just screwed up the whole 24 thing.
Almost my golden year.
When is your your golden birthday? When is your 24th birthday?
Next year. April 24th
what's
of next
your
year.
birthday? April what?
April 24th.
April 24th. Okay,
Yep.
and that's the 4th.
So 4,
month.
24 will be my 24th.
God. We're going to have a big show. Ladies and gentlemen, the Ryan birthday show. Write it down now. April 24th is going to be one of the biggest shows.
There
April 24th. Are you superstitious? Do you have any bad luck? Like this is the truth about me. Here in the hotel, when I come up to the stage, there's a ramp or steps. I've taken the ramp every day, I think, to get in. Because I literally, right when I get to the poker machines, I go, okay, we had a good show yesterday, so I'm going to keep going up the ramp. So we're 5 for 5 this week because Kenny's going to bring us home tonight too. We're going to have 5. I'm going to keep using the ramp. It's not that I'm lazy because I'm not lazy. I would take the steps.
The
you
2
know
steps?
that I did a long walk yesterday of how long? 1.3 miles.
It's only 2 steps.
Yes, I didn't even count my steps. I should have checked. Superstitions in the NFL. Look, I think black cats are bad luck, right? That was when I was a kid. The neighbors had a black cat, and I would always, if the cat ran across, I would never walk the same way. And when you think black cats, you think the NFL, you think the Carolina Panthers, who have had a lot of bad luck this year, right? They're 0-5. That's bad luck. You can't get worse luck than 0-5, right? Do you want to know? They're playing the Dolphins. Do you want to know what the spread is for that game, Ryan?
Sure. Go ahead and tell me.
Well, it's 14 now, but it was 13.5 when I wrote this down last night. 13. And what's scarier than 13? 13 with a hook. The 5, the 0.5. 13 hook. A hook because you think Freddy Krueger, you think Michael Myers, you think Jason Voorhees. It's all the 13s are. This is just how many minutes? Oh my God, we're coming on to our 13th minute of the show. Ladies and gentlemen, are there any live comments about this? Is anyone worried about me in the number 13, which is called triskaidekaphobia, right? Triskaidekaphobia? Yeah?
Well, your guy, Bob Dell, said Saturday the 14th is worse.
Saturday the 14th, also a really bad comedy from the 80s with Richard Benjamin and, God, who was it? It was the girl who played Scarecrow and Mrs. King. Susan St. James, maybe? I think they were married. There is, by the way, I also looked this up. I don't know if you know this. There's actually a term. We know triskaidekaphobia or whatever is the fear of the number 13. There's actually an irrational dread of the date Friday the 13th. It's called parakivideskiotrophobia. It's fear. So you can do your own pronunciation, ladies and gentlemen. Any more live comments? Bob Dell, anyone else?
We've got a couple.
You guys read 'em.
Paul says nothing is worse than Jason Giambi and the Golden Thong.
That's Paul in Reno. He's a fellow Nevadian. Are we Nevadians now? What is it called? Nevadan. I'm a Nevadan. I'm becoming a Nevadan. All right. I don't know what the Jason Giambi Golden Thong is. I know what the Golden Knights are, and we know that Kenny has a Golden Knights jersey on. I'm going to have to Google the Jason Giambi. Maybe I'm not going to Google the Jason Giambi Golden Thong thing, but thanks for that, Paul. And is there anything else?
A lot from Girl Genius NYC.
Okay, and what did she say?
She's got
a big fan.
She wants to make sure that you get a picture with the Taylor Swift poster.
Oh.
The movie poster?
Oh, you want to see a picture of me with the Taylor Swift poster? Don't worry, there's a little video piece coming in. We're going to one-up that. All right, finally, like I said, Black Cats, Panthers, bad luck, Carolina. The line is up to 14 now. And then, of course, when you think good luck, we're going to go the opposite way. The Colts are +4, but if you turn that upside down, boom. You know, maybe the Colts are having some bad luck. Maybe they're superstitious. Maybe their logo turned upside down, and that's why Richardson's out for so many weeks, and they got to rely on Gardner Minshew. And then, of course, the Super Bowl is 58 this year. Super Bowl 58. 5 + 8, Ryan. Do the math for everyone.
14. No, 13.
Son of a... Okay. All right.
Is that why Taylor Swift is so active now?
Why is that?
Because it's Super Bowl 58, so 13, and then her 13.
This could be. Why is she not doing the halftime show? Instead, we have the red hot, very currently popular act, Usher.
Usher.
NFL, what's going on there?
Watch
All
this.
right. Yeah, Usher, yeah. All right, so listen, before we get Kenny in here, thank God we just blew past the 13th minute of the show. I didn't want to talk about the 13th anymore. Last night, first of all, we have a big race coming up. You can see the South Point 400 hat right there. It's going to be a big race, NASCAR race this year here in Vegas, and we're very excited about it. I, of course, am rooting for Joey Logano. Joey! Got to root for Joey Logano. How many letters are in Joey Logano? Hold on here. 1 second. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Well, if you add 3 O's, Joey Logano. There's 13 for Joey Logano. We'll talk about that. You and I will talk about that to the end of the show. But anyway, so last night here at the South Point, they had kind of a charity blackjack tournament that involved some famous NASCAR drivers, some other celebrities. And you know what? I figured I'm new here in Vegas. It's my first week of shows. I want to go out, meet some of the people. And I did a little field piece here of me covering the NASCAR 400 blackjack tourneys. So let's roll the clip, laugh out loud at home, enjoy. Just a race and NASCAR. Hey, if I would have known I could have parked here, I would have put I don't have a car. There it is, though. Check it out. All right, so anyway, it's going to be a big weekend here in Vegas, South Point 400 this Sunday. And tonight, we got some of the drivers playing blackjack. Now, I'm not in the tournament because they know I'm a pro. I'm too good. They wouldn't let me in, and nobody knows who I am. So we're going to do a little coverage of that, see what's going on at the blackjack tables, and the dealers, see who wins the tourney. Okay, so the drivers are coming out any second now. NBC's shooting a little something here, so they're going to be coming right over my shoulder and head to the blackjack tables. We'll see if we can get anybody to say punchlines with Frank Nicotero. Probably not, but it's going to be cool. Good luck in the race. Good luck. I don't think he's a driver. But I wish him well in life, basically. So I shot a bunch of video, but it wasn't the drivers. Some of the drivers are coming now, so get ready now. Here we go. Thunderstruck, baby. Good luck. Yeah! Go Phillies! Go Phillies! Wait, that game's going on. He's missing the game. All right, this guy's on the phone, too important. Hang up, you're on TV. Yeah. Ooh, no, don't drink and drive. All right, there we go. Yeah, good luck in the tourney. Watch those aces, pit boss. Let's do it, yeah. Always split the aces. Double down on 11, guys. Good luck. Yeah, he's taking video of us. Good luck out there. Oh, he's drinking. That'll always hurt. All right, do it, guys. 21's the magic number. Drivers have made their way to the tables, ladies and gentlemen. We'll go check out some of the blackjack action. Frank Nicotero, Punchline Sports. I was going to throw it back to myself, but that would seem weird. So we'll go check out the pit. A lot of activity here for the South Point 400. South Point's the greatest hotel. Isn't the South Point amazing? Yes. There you go. See, she knows. So since I'm a new guy here at the South Point, they did hold me a spot still. So here's my spot for the blackjack tournament, which is just underway. So, wait, can't see any of the action. There we go. Okay, I can see a little bit. See what the dealer has. Oh, we got a blackjack. All right, there it is. See what the dealer's got. No celebrating until we see the dealer. And she pulls an 8. My man won. 2 blackjacks back to back. So the blackjack tournament is still cooking over there. You can see a lot of players still left. Man, how could I kill a couple hours right now? Woo! That's it right there. Taylor Swift movie. I should probably go see who find out and won the blackjack tournament, but don't tell anybody I was in here. Taylor Swift. Oh my God. Wow, what a blackjack tournament. I can't believe one. Wow. If there's one place you could celebrate after, it would be right here. The South Point Hotel and Casino, South Point 400 bar. All right, until next year's tournament, I'm Frank Nicotero signing off for Punchline Sports. Back to you, Frank. Yay! That was my first field piece here for Punchline Sports. I gave my name a title, and then I threw it back to myself. Special thanks to the security guards here at the hotel who, look, they're doing their job. They're like, hey, you can't record video. And I'm like, perhaps you don't recognize me, but I am the host of Punchlines. And they're like, oh, yeah, okay, it's fine. So then I shot something out here. We didn't use it in the piece. By the way, Ryan McCormick, great job editing that, Ryan. I'm sure it was fun to watch me because you don't get enough of me during the day that at night you had to cut that together.
There were a lot of other clips that were still really funny.
I know, right? There'll be outtakes. Maybe we'll put them on our website. I open in the Toyota Tundra truck. Maybe we'll show it at the end. But anyway, I was doing a piece right out here, longing for my chair. And the security guard comes over and goes, hey, you can't shoot video. And I go, oh, no, I host a show I'm doing. They go, oh, okay. And then I looked at the guy and he's looking at me and he goes, did I let you in your room the other night? Because if you're a fan of the show, and we know you are because you're hitting the subscribe button and you're watching every day, I've been locked out of my hotel room 3 times this week, twice in one day, and he was one of the kind guys who let me in. I believe his name was Mike or whatever. Great guy. But anyway, thank you, security. Turned out. And thank you. By the way, there's Century Theaters here at the South Point. Come down, place a bet, go upstairs, watch a movie. They let me do that little bit there. I walked into the movie. I wanted to go in, and I checked out the Taylor Swift movie for 1 minute, and there were people literally dancing in the aisles, and 2 of them were 2 of the girls that worked at the theater, who I don't know if they were supposed to be doing that. They're getting paid to see the movie and dance, but it was great. So South Point 400, we'll talk about that at the end of the show, Ryan. But now we're going to bring in a guest, and I'm very excited to meet this gentleman. We had his daughter here the other day. We know that there's 3 generations of professional handicappers, sports handicappers. He's here now. He's wearing the coolest jersey I've ever seen in my life. Give it up for Kenny White, ladies and gentlemen. Yay, Kenny.
Thank you, Frank.
Man, that
nice to be here.
They don't all sparkle like that, do they?
Oh, the gold ones do.
Do
yeah.
they really?
That's the Golden Knights.
It's unbelievable, and you pull it off. I love it. And they won again last night.
They won again. What a great year last year, and looking forward to they're one of the top 5 teams this year. They got a shot to win it again.
Unbelievable. Yeah, to repeat's tough. The Penguins did it, but let's see if I'll root for the Golden Knights. If it's not the Penguins, the Knights are my team. So this is your first time on the show. If you don't mind telling people a little bit about Kenny so we can get to know you.
Oh, my. Yeah, it goes way back. And, Alex, it was funny when I was listening to the show the other day when Alex was on with you, and I was like, wow, so little my daughter really knows about me. She said her grandfather used to bet sports. He's 82. He lives in Bullhead City. He bets on apps in Arizona. He goes across the bridge in Laughlin, and he bets in the Nevada casinos in Laughlin. 82 and still handicapping.
Unbelievable.
He's a machine. Me and him share information every single day. He's tremendous. He's the best handicapper I've ever met.
Oh, that's awesome.
And I've tried to, improve on what he's done. So he moved the family here in 1968. I was 4 years old.
From where?
New Jersey.
Okay.
Via Florida for about 6 months in Florida.
Okay.
And he didn't like it in Florida. Said, I was to Vegas when I was a teenager.
Wow.
Loved it there. They have legal sports betting. We're moving, and that's why he moved the family here. And
so you grew up in Vegas?
Yeah, I grew up here in Vegas. Yeah. So when he pulled into town, he got a newspaper. They were hiring at the Dunes. He went in, applied for a job, got the job. They said, does your wife need a job? He said, yes. He went out to the car. She went in. She got a job in the cage. He quit a week later, and she worked there 25 years.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
That's unbelievable. Why did he quit? Did he go on?
Because he wanted to be a sports bettor. He had 30 jobs in New Jersey, I think, before he was 21 years old, too. He was always from job to job. And if anybody knows him, like Jimmy and Chris know him, he's a hothead and a bad temper. So great guy, love him, and he'll do anything for anybody. But, man, if you cross him, he's got a bad temper. But anyway.
Is that Italian blood?
It's Italian. That's his Italian. That's his Italian part. But he's a hell of a handicapper and still is. And I got into the business from knowing it. I was 12 years old. He was calling me from the Del Mar Racebook in North Las Vegas. Call this number. It's the Chicago weather number. 212-916-1212.
You remember the number.
Write down the direction of the wind, look at the chart on the table, and tell me where the wind's blowing. The first day, I said it's blowing out to center field. All right, great. Bets the game over, goes way under. Next day, calls me. I said it's blowing under today. Right. Bets the game under, goes way over. He comes home and he says, show me what you're doing. I showed him. I wrote down the weather, and I said, well, here, north 10 to 20. North is out to center. He goes, oh, no. He goes, they're telling you where the wind is coming from, not going to. I'm like, I'm 12 years old. How was I supposed to know that?
I'm not a meteorologist.
It makes more sense to me. It says north, and the arrow's pointing north. It should be blowing north. So they tell you where the wind's coming from, not going to. I learned that at 12 years old. And then I learned as well as that's valuable information.
Yes, it is, right? So, especially in Wrigley Field, those day games, right? We want to know if it's blowing out to Waveland. Dave Kingman's coming up. We want Dave Kingman.
One of my favorites. Right? One of my favorite guys.
I love Kingman.
Oh, man. Ryan Sandberg.
Yeah. Oh, Ryan Sandberg. Oh, my God.
When the wind was blowing out, Sandberg was good for at least 1, maybe 2 home runs. Yeah. So my dad published college football magazines in the 70s, 72, 73, 74. 76, I was 13 years old. I typed the magazine up from start to finish. He gave me the sheet.
And you're talking typewriter.
Typewriter, yes. Yeah,
kids today don't understand the ribbon and correction tape.
He made me take a class in 7th grade, typewriting. You're taking typewriting. So I learned I could actually type over 100 words a minute at that point.
That's really fast.
So, man, I typed his entire magazine, his booklet up, and he projected Notre Dame to win the national championship. This was in May. And in January of the next year, they do.
That's the Montana?
I was hooked. I can't recall. It was 76. I don't think it wasn't Montana.
Maybe Theismann, yeah. Maybe, who was the quarterback? Ryan, find out who the quarterback was for Notre Dame
1976.
It was the bicentennial year.
I remember Ross Browner was the guy I remember because he was their defensive end.
Browner,
He was He was like the best defensive player in college football.
I think he played for the Bengals, right?
He did play for the Bengals.
I'm a Steelers guy, so I remember I hated Ross Brown.
Great memory.
Yeah,
Great memory.
I collected football cards, baseball cards, and I have like a photographic memory for those images. If someone brings up a player to this day, I see a certain card.
I do too.
Right?
I do as well.
Pat McInally was a punter for the Bengals and a wide receiver. He's a wide receiver punter, which will never happen again, like Danny White, quarterback punt. But Pat McInally the back of his card said he's the only NFL player who went to an Ivy League school. He went to, and I remember that card. There's certain cards I just remembered. Did you look it up, Ryan?
Is it Rick Slager?
I guess it is.
Well, I don't know. I don't even remember that name.
Yes, of course.
So there are
Rick Slager.
3 quarterbacks on the roster: Rick Slager, Rusty Leash, and Gary Foristek.
Yeah. Oh, everyone remembers.
Yeah, all three of those guys.
How many letters are in that?
I'm shocked.
That sounds like 13 letters. Anyway, so
that's a big. So you bring up baseball cards.
Yeah.
That's how my dad actually got started with player power ratings. He was using team ratings, and he invented these as a kid.
Wow.
As his bad story. His mom and dad. Back in that day, you were to be seen and not heard.
Right.
His stepfather was the head of the union and used to have a lot of important people over to the house on weekends. My dad was stuck in the room by himself and had to stay in there until everybody left.
Wow.
At that time, he was handicapping hockey. I said, Dad, you handicapped hockey? I didn't know this. He told me this like 5 years ago. He's telling me this story.
These are amazing.
So he was actually making power ratings like in his 10, 11, 12 years old, making power ratings and projecting who was going to win games at that age. So it was in the blood. I get home from he sends me to 7-Eleven in the summertime. I get $1. I get to walk to 7-Eleven. I get a Slurpee and 9 packs of cards for $1.
Yes, right. Yes.
So I still have all the cups, the 7-Eleven cups. Still have all of them.
I have a few too.
Yeah.
Baseball, Dodger, Pirates. I have all of them. Yeah, wow.
I get home one day and I'm looking through the pro football cards. I go, oh, geez, look at this. I go, they give me a rotten card. He goes, what is it? I said, it's a defensive end card. It's not even a player. He looked at it and it was all the prerequisites, what you needed to be for a defensive end. He pulls out a 20, says, go get the entire box of cards. I do. I bring it home. He opens them all up. He gives me all the cards. Yeah, I'm happy.
Well, yeah, right. But he takes
gets
those stat
each
ones.
individual one, quarterback, running back. He looked at those and said, all right, each one told how big you should be, how strong you should be, what you're.
Wow.
So he made a rating system up from those cards, and we've used that same rating system now for 40 years. Oh, maybe longer than that.
Got to thank the Topps company for making those cards.
That's
By
what
the
it
way,
was.
I don't know if you can get any information off the Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce cards, but there might be some magic there to handicap.
I'm going to look to maybe buy one of those if somebody's going on the internet.
That's only going to go up.
It's going up.
Yeah,
that's a good investment.
We'll let you know next week because we'll check the resale on eBay immediately, and I'm sure it's going to go for like 10 grand. That's fascinating. So that's the background. And
growing up as a kid, I was 16 years old going in the Palace Station. It's on Sarah's now. The station, one of the station casinos, Palace Station. It is now. It was the Bingo Palace.
Oh wow!
16 going there, betting sports and playing blackjack at 16 years old. I couldn't imagine my kids doing that. It just boggles my mind that I was doing that at that age. At 21, I started working in a sports book. Actually, I was 20.
Wow.
I'm playing softball with a bunch of guys. It's January, and they're like, we got a game next Sunday. I go, I can't come. I just got a new job on Sundays. They're like, no, you're coming. I played baseball all my career.
Oh, cool.
I played college baseball. 1 year of minor league baseball, so I was a pretty good softball player.
What team for baseball?
I was signed by the Giants and was with the Giants, San Francisco Giants, for 1 year. Played
awesome.
1 year of independent ball with Salt Lake City Trappers. Bill Murray was our part owner, and spent a week with us. Yeah, I got to spend a week with him. And
oh my God!
And I saw him at the Final Four last year because his son coaches for Connecticut.
Yeah, right.
He actually said he remembered me.
Come on.
Yeah, well, we spent a couple nights together after the games, drinking beer and eating pizza together. And
that's what he does, man. He's a Chicago. I've never met him, but I mean, we were just talking about Caddyshack too. Bill Murray is one of my heroes. Man.
Amazing,
and he loves to like jump behind bars and start bartending or just show up and do fun stuff. But wow. Oh, so anyway,
funny guy. Yeah, funny
baseball.
Guy.
I'm sorry, you were talking about your Giants career or baseball. Softball. You're 20 years old.
I'm playing softball. I told them I can't play anymore. I'm hitting third in the lineup and playing short. And they were like, no, you're coming. How old are you? I said, I'm 20. They said, when do you turn 21? I said, August. They said, okay, cool. Come on down to the Santa Anita tomorrow. You start tomorrow. When you turn 21, we'll send you to get your gaming card. So I worked in the industry the first 8 years without a gaming card. Punching parlay card tickets. Once I turned 21, they moved me. I learned the entire business there. It was a great operation. Great. The guys that ran it knew how to bookmake.
And Santa Anita,
I learned so much. Here in Las Vegas.
Oh, okay.
Here in Las Vegas back in the day, they were all named after racetracks. Del Mar, Hollywood, Santa Anita, the Rose Bowl was after the Rose Bowl, but Churchill Downs.
Really?
Yeah. So the Derby, there was another one. They were all named after. I think they wanted more horse action than anything because that's what they were winning at. But yeah, it was on the Strip. It's right where the Wynn is now.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah, so the Wynn where they took over, they knocked it down, and I worked there about 3 years on and off while I was playing minor league baseball. I'd go play baseball.
Holy
Once I got back, they'd put me back behind the thing. Now they knew who my dad was.
Yeah.
So they knew I knew how to make numbers, and I actually made their NBA numbers for a couple of years, and then
at 21.
Yeah. 21 years old, 22.
The movie Casino you've lived the movie Casino, which is one of my favorite movies.
Yeah.
In a lot of ways. I mean, you're Ace Rothstein. You're growing up in the, well, your dad might be more Ace Rothstein.
Right. Yeah. He's more Ace, but he stayed away from, he was like at his house doing his numbers. Wow. And I kind of do the same thing now. You don't see me out and running around about in town. I sit at home and I crunch numbers all day. That's all I am, a number cruncher now. Wow. But so I went from there at 24, my boss left the Santa Anita, got a job at the Fremont Hotel downtown. He said, I want to bring you with me. You're going to be the sportsbook manager. So I was the youngest sportsbook manager at 24. They paid me $30,000 a year. I worked 2 years. I made them $2 million. Went upstairs for a raise, and they said they'd move me to $32,000. I said, I don't know about that. Actually, I went down to the Stardust. I talked to the Scotty Shetler, who was running the Stardust, Boyd Group, same company, and wanted to know if there was any job with him to get a promotion. He says, I really need an odds maker. He says, we're getting killed in hockey. Right. I said, well, I've never done hockey before, but I know I can. Give me a couple of weeks and I'll start making you hockey numbers. I did. He said, you're hired. He gave me $40,000 a year to sit at home and make numbers. I didn't even have to go to work anymore.
You were ahead of your time. That's what we did during COVID. You were working from home before that, before that.
Yeah. So I for about 15 years, I had my own company, Nevada Sports Executives. And at one point I had about 15 clients, and then consolidation hit the industry. And I went to coach baseball. My sons were getting older. I did a lot of club ball. I coached at Bishop Gorman for 15 years. I was their head coach for 4 years.
We have a megaphone from Bishop Gorman. Is it gone?
Yeah.
We were just talking about
that was Alex's when she used to work there. Alex was a producer here when VEASAN first started. Right. So I think she brought that in. But yeah, she was the head coach at UNLV. She was the head cheer coach. So was my oldest daughter was. Wow. Back to back. Daughters were.
So you guys are like Vegas.
Been there so long.
This has been here so long. And your specialty, you say, is college football.
Yes.
That's your favorite. So first of all, thank you for sharing.
There's more. I would like to share my coaching career.
Please, go for it.
Bryce Harper played for me for over 300 games.
He's a Vegas guy, yeah.
I coached Joey Gallo at Gorman for 2 years. I had Chris Bryant on a summer league team for a couple games.
He's a Vegas guy too. I know Maddox is a Vegas guy.
Amir Garrett, big lefty, pitched with the Pirates.
I don't like Amir Garrett.
I had to break up a fight between Amir Garrett and Bryce Harper at the College World Series. Two alpha dogs, they didn't like each other.
If you're not familiar with Amir Garrett, and you saw my eyes light up immediately, he plays for the Reds. Well, when he played for the Reds, I think he retired the set, and then he ran to fight not just like one guy, one Pittsburgh Pirate. He ran to the dugout.
The entire team.
Fight the entire team. Google it on YouTube. Oh, no, don't use Google. Use YouTube.
Yeah.
After the show, after you hit subscribe, tell all your friends about Punchlines. It's Frank Nicotero. Just Google Amir Garrett and Pirates, and you'll see one of the craziest fights. He tried to take on the entire team. So you coached him.
I had him. I had 10 guys in the big leagues in 2019 that I'd coached.
That's phenomenal.
10 guys.
Baseball is my favorite. I mean, I'm a Pirates fan. And look, I used to hate the Phillies because they were National League East, but now I root for the Phillies.
Right.
And Bryce Harper, the stare down at RC the other day. Did you teach him the stare down?
Oh, that was awesome. No, you know what? I never taught Bryce Harper one thing. I would say that, he was on the field for me for 300 games. Yeah. Never had to tell him that. He was younger than all our kids.
And better.
Yes. Oh, by far. When he was 13, we had a Legion team. So there was 18, 19-year-old kids on the field. He was 13. He was the best player on the field every day at 13. Yeah. I told his dad, I said, Bryce is going to be the number one pick in the draft. I was also the guy to tell his dad that after his junior year, get him out of here. Get his GED, send him to the junior college. Wow. Because Major Bakesville is now talking about bonuses and structuring it and maybe cutting them for high school kids. Wow. I don't know if that's going to happen, but Bryce just walked 66 times his junior year. How many times is he going to walk his senior year? I said, it's just ridiculous. Yeah. It's wasting his time. Let him go play against better players. He did. Used a wood bat for a year. Boom. First pick in the draft.
Yeah. And cover of Sports Illustrated when he was
16 years old.
16 years old. Yeah. Right. That's great. I was on the cover of North Hills News Magazine in Pittsburgh when I was 19.
The Pittsburgh Police Station. My dad was on plenty of those in New Jersey.
Yeah, right. Do you want to get to college
that's
football?
it? Yeah. So
I mean, listen, that's
I got more, but let's get some football.
Listen, we're going to have you back. We can tell more about that. So college football is what you want to talk about. I think everyone, appointment TV tomorrow at 12:30 up in Washington, Oregon, Washington is the game that I know I'm going to, because Pitt's playing Louisville. I don't, Pitt's having some issues, but Oregon, Washington, what do you think about this game?
So let me a little handicapping stuff.
Yeah,
I do the player power ratings. I get a team power rating. I spend 3 hours on every team. So does my dad. We go back and forth.
Wow.
We exchange that information, and then we come up with a rating before the year. We make our own numbers.
Wow.
And then we bet the differences, and we play a shotgun approach. We play a lot of games. I probably make over 100 bets on a college football Saturday.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, seriously, on sides and totals.
And how are you hitting this year?
This year has been a great year. It's been very, very good. I do bet a lot of small stuff too, smaller sports. Okay. I bet minor league baseball. I bet WNBA. I bet the FCS games.
Now, wait a second. WNBA is big here in Vegas.
Yeah, it is big. It is big. It is
going
big.
for the repeat.
It is big.
We love the ladies.
The sports I stay away from are usually NFL, NBA, and Major League Baseball. They're the biggest sports. They're the hardest to beat.
Wow.
And working behind a book, you see all the numbers every day, and you see what we're holding. And the other thing is totals. I bet more totals than anything. So
well,
probably
tell me about what we don't have to do Oregon, Washington
but
first.
It's a great game. And I did bet the game. I bet Oregon. I took 3 early line, and I always suggest that to people. Bet as early as you can. If you're making your own numbers, bet the virgin lines, because those are the ones that you're going to beat. Once the line moves and 25 sharp guys bet into the number, these guys raise their limits. Yeah. Why? Because now they've got a good number. When they got 10 sharp guys, 5 on each side, hey, they know that's the right number. Then they raise. Why do they raise the limits? Because they know they got to the right number.
Right.
So I always say bet early, unless it's an underdog that you think they may love the favorite. It's a public favorite, and it could go up. That's a good time to wait for somebody.
Okay.
Other than that, I bet early. So I took 3.
Okay.
Normally I get the best of the number. Now I can get 3.5. I'm probably going to take some 3.5, but I'll wait now.
Okay.
So Saturday, maybe I can get 4. And it's always, it's a big part. Handicap the games, money management, get the best number you can.
Right.
Those are the biggest keys to winning at this game. And only 1% of sports bettors win money.
1%.
That's it.
Oh, my goodness. But they have fun doing it, ladies and gentlemen, especially here at the South Point Sportsbook, which is right behind us right now, and the only sportsbook in Las Vegas where the horses are separated.
Yes.
Which is cool. So while you're betting, you're not hearing some guy lose $4 at Del Mar. So right over there, you get sportsbook. Over there's the horses. So you took Oregon? Is that
I took Oregon. Yeah, I'm on Oregon. And they've revenge from last year. They've dominated the series, which doesn't mean a lot to me. And I really don't put that in my handicap. But I like what Dan Lanning's done. Came from Georgia. The guy knows how to coach. And so does
that team too.
So does Bohr. He came from Fresno and did a really nice job there. But Georgia and Fresno, 2 different type of programs, I feel like. He's got a great quarterback in Penix. I like that kid a lot. I loved him in Indiana.
I did too. Yeah, that's right. That's right. I think we all first saw him and I was like, who is this guy?
But Bo Nix has the SEC experience, and it's going to be a great game. It's not going to surprise me if Washington wins, but I think the value is taking the points here.
Now, the over, by the way, is like 62.5. Is that what the over is? Now, me, the casual bettor, as everyone knows, and I'm one of those suckers who likes to point. I like to root for both teams. I like points. I like seeing action.
Yes.
I hope everybody wins. So, the over seems like the bet for me. I know it's not necessarily the smartest thing, but this should be a high-scoring game. I mean, it's going to be.
You got 2 great quarterbacks. Yeah. It really should be.
This is a Heisman shootout.
You do get into these kind of games that this is kind of a must-win for both these teams, too.
Right.
So
yeah, this is national champ implications. Yeah. Now here, by the way, I want to point out the South Point Sportsbook. Oh, Ryan, you have a comment or something to say?
Yeah, I just wanted to mention the South Point is the lowest over-under in the market. It is 66. Everywhere else is 67.
Oh, it's 66 now. Okay, good. We're the lowest right now. So South Point, come out to South Point. If you like action like me, as soon as I get done, by the way, here it is right here. Here's my enrollment form right here. I'm going to have the South Point
with your
Sports
passport.
app. Yeah, so I'm going to get that so I can do it on my phone, but I'll be watching the game down here. 66 points. And also the props I wanted to point out that the college team will score the most points on Saturday. That's a fun one that you can do here at the South Point. If you like action, pick your favorite team. Right now, Oregon is 25-1 and Washington 18-1 to be the highest scoring team. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
Might be something interesting. I mean, there's some longer odds. It looks like Penn State's 4-1 as the lowest, I think. Georgia was low too, 6-1. But anyway, so what other games do you like on Saturday?
I'm on Pittsburgh. I took 9.5 early with Pittsburgh. Yeah. Okay. The bad start to the season, obviously.
I grew up, I didn't go to Pitt. I went to Duquesne, which is a college close
I know
by.
Duquesne well. Norm Nixon, one of my favorite Laker players.
Norm Nixon, who played for the Lakers. And if you watched Winning Time on HBO or Showtime,
that's right.
His son played his dad. The actual Norm Nixon's son plays him on the TV show. If you haven't watched winning time on Showtime. It's great. But so you like Pitt?
Yeah, I do. They had four really tough games.
Yes.
And their quarterback was not in shape.
Oh, man. He's playing
He's now moved to tight end.
Yeah.
So you get a guy that's out of shape trying to play quarterback for you. Didn't get the job done, obviously. Narduzzi's a good coach.
He is, man.
He loves being an underdog, too.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
He really does.
Yeah.
He talks about that a lot.
Yeah.
We're an underdog? Oh, yeah. We're supposed to be underdogs. So he knows, and Louisville just beat Notre Dame.
They just beat Notre Dame, right. So
this is a big letdown spot.
All right, take Pitt. I'm going to be watching the game tomorrow, too. So, all right, this is fascinating stuff, and the way you talk about it, keep going. I love it.
Northern Illinois is one of my favorite teams this year.
I've been to Northern Illinois and DeKalb.
Yeah, DeKalb. Their coach is okay. I don't really have a lot on him. He had a great year 2 years ago, and then the team fell behind last year, went 3-9. Good coaches don't really do that, but he had a really good team this year, and I won on him the first week. Then I lost 2 weeks in a row, laid off him. The last 2 weeks, this team is now playing like they're supposed to.
Yeah.
And they're playing an Ohio team who's good, but I'm getting 5.5 now. I took 6.5. 5.5 still a good price because I made Northern Illinois the favorite in this game. They're playing really well. Colorado State, well-coached football team. Guy was at Reno.
Yeah.
And left and stayed in the same conference, and he took like 18 guys from Reno to Colorado State last year.
Yeah.
So
and they played Colorado tough. I mean, that was him.
They did. That was a big play for me because I knew that he had a good team. Everybody the next week jumps against him because they think he's going to have a letdown against Middle Tennessee. He covers the spread and wins the game easy. And I made him the favorite as well. They're getting 8.5.
So that's Northern Illinois.
Northern Illinois, Colorado State. Northern Illinois is getting 5.5. Colorado State's getting 8.5. You'll see a theme. I play a lot of underdogs.
I like that. Yeah.
And I play a lot of unders because when you ask Chris and Jimmy and Vinny,
sports director here,
our sports guys, our bookmakers, the bookmakers, who covers more, underdogs or favorites? They may not want to tell you, but underdogs cover 51% of the time. Favorites cover 48,
right?
And 1% they tie.
Oh wow!
So automatically, if you're betting favorites, you got to make up 2%.
Is this why I constantly lose? I always bet favorites because again, I'm here for the entertainment part. I'm the punch and punchlines right here. This is the guy you got to listen to. Underdogs. Yeah. So that's
got two ways to win with an underdog. Straight up and with the points.
Yeah, right. Straight up. Exactly right.
Yeah.
I'm looking at a parlay right here. I love it. And by the way, Northern Illinois, Cindy Crawford graduated there. Supermodel. Do you even know who Cindy Crawford is, Ryan?
Incredible.
Cindy Crawford?
I've heard the name.
Okay.
Yes.
We just found out
woman.
We just found out that Ryan. That's Julia Roberts.
That's Julia Roberts.
Cindy Crawford was like the
supermodel.
Supermodel. Ryan was born in the year 2000.
Yeah, he's 23. Next year's 24.
It's his golden birthday. Exactly.
There we go.
Been paying attention. And so has everybody at home. Make sure you hit subscribe. All right. So what else you got going on?
A couple favorites I'll give you, though. I did bet a couple that I thought were really good plays this weekend. Texas San Antonio laid 9 against UAB.
I won a lot of money off Texas San Antonio.
Good team.
Sean Salisbury, who was on earlier in the week, former NFLer, bets college football like a maniac, loves it.
Yeah.
That was his team last year. At the beginning of the year last year, he told me, he goes, Frankie, watch this team, and they did well for us.
They're really, really good. The Harris, their quarterback, is outstanding.
Yeah.
Texas Tech, I laid 1.5 against Kansas State.
All right, Texas
they've been good to me this year. And then I took Hawaii. I took +6 with Hawaii against San Diego State.
Now, is Hawaii a home game? Is it in Hawaii?
It's a home game, yeah.
See, that this is when I remember back east when I grew up in Pittsburgh, and we were making bets for fun. Okay, anyway, there was always that chase game. It was always, we'd always turn. If we were down, like on a Saturday, we'd look at each other and go, is Hawaii playing tonight? Because Hawaii started their games at 11 p.m. Eastern time.
Right.
The O'Days know what I'm talking about. My friends, if they're watching. They, we'd always be, oh, God, Hawaii's got a home game. We'll roll it on Hawaii. And we'd bet the Rainbows.
The get-out game.
The get-out game. And we had been imbibing on some beverages, obviously. And so Hawaii was the game. And last week I was like, oh, is there a Hawaii game? They were here against UNLV.
Right, they were here, yeah.
But anyway, that's fantastic. So college football, that's your favorite sport, right?
Yeah. Oh, no doubt about it. Well, the thing, you have 32 NFL teams.
Right.
Everybody knows everything about NFL teams. Always say, make a line for me. Next week, let's say Pittsburgh's hosting the Bengals. What's the line going to be?
If
give me a line.
What's happening right now?
Come on.
If it was in Pittsburgh,
it's in Pittsburgh.
Steelers, I'd say 3.5, 4.
Yeah, it might be shorter. It might be
2.
You're not very far off, though. But if I said to you, make a line for me on Tennessee, Martin, or whether it's a smaller school,
right,
let's say Texas, San Antonio, and Louisiana.
Yeah.
Give me a line.
Yeah,
you wouldn't know where to start.
No, I have no idea.
Right, so that's what when there's 133 teams, that's why I do the FCS as well.
Yeah.
Because there's a smaller market, but nobody knows those teams. And I took 14.5 last night with the loser on Wagner. But it closed 11. I went over 45.5. It closed 49. I lost that too. I went 0-2 last night, but I got closing line value. And if I do that all the time, going to make money.
Interesting. Did you touch WVU in Houston at all?
WVU and Houston.
Last night, it was the Hail Mary that ended the game.
I had Houston +3.
Are you kidding me?
I had Houston +3. And usually I don't get those breaks.
Unbelievable.
I won't complain this weekend about any bad losses.
Unbelievable. I mean, West Virginia, 4th and 10, they get the long touchdown. The game's over, right?
Unbelievable.
And Holgerson, right? The
Dana Holgerson,
Dana Holgerson's coaching Houston. And he's like, God, I wanted to beat this team so bad. And then the fluky Hail Mary.
Unbelievable.
Which was 49 yards, 4 + 9, 13.
Yep.
Quarterback number 1 to the receiver number 12, 13. Friday the 13th. It all comes back. It all ties in. What an end to that game.
What an end.
And I was flicking, but look, there was so much. I was watching NFL, but with the NFL on Thursday nights, you got to open the app. You got to open that. You got to wait for Amazon to load. So I was watching baseball, and I was watching that football game, and I missed the last 5 minutes, which is the most. So a buddy of mine, Kevin Belenkoff, Kevin, who's watching probably, who gave us Houston yesterday on the show. He said, take Houston. Kevin works in game shows. I've worked with Kevin a lot. He's also a championship handicapper. He said, West Virginia coming off a loss, take Houston. He liked Houston last night. So I'm watching the Phillies game, and all of a sudden I see, oh, my God, did you see the ending? And I'm like, no, what happened? So I immediately go online and see that win.
What a pass. Yeah.
What a pass.
Donovan Smith, he played here in Vegas for Bishop Gorman. Played wide receiver.
Oh, really?
Donovan Thompson Robinson was the starting quarterback, so he couldn't break the starting quarterback spot.
That's a lot of Donovans right there.
Yeah. So he played wide receiver in high school, went to college to be a wide receiver at Texas Tech, but they quickly moved him to quarterback. They saw something.
There's always those great stories. There's a lot of guys that make it to the NFL who were college quarterbacks, high school quarterbacks, and then make it. Like Hines Ward, who's one of my favorite Steelers of all time, was a quarterback at Georgia, and then he goes to the pros, and he ends with an even 1,000 catches, and Hines Ward is not in the Pro Football Hall of Fame. We don't know why. 1,000 catches, he should be.
And the best blocking wide receiver that football's ever seen.
Maybe, I love you so much, Kenny. Maybe some dirty hits, but but he was tough. But you know what? It was towards the end of his career, and he needed that 1,000th catch, and it was the last game of the year for the Steelers and Roethlisberger. So he hadn't got it. So it's like a couple minutes left, 1 minute. They just throw like a little straight wide receiver screen so he can get that 1,000th catch. But
nice guy too. I met him working for the AAF.
Wow.
The Allegiance of American Football.
Wow. Yeah. No.
They made it for 6 months. I think that was it. But he was part of the great guy.
Oh yeah, Hines Ward. Growing up, Hines Ward and Louis Lips was another wide receiver. Steelers. Yeah.
Remember the name? Yeah.
He's the early mid-'80s Louis Lips, and then he opened a hot wing joint called Hot Lips. I mean, come on, is that not the guy? I mean,
that's great, yeah.
Or was it Hot Licks? It should have been Hot Lips. I don't know, but I met him. Any comments, Ryan? What's going on live? Do we have any comments?
Paul wants to know your guys standing on UNLV Nevada.
Oh yeah, is that game? That's right. It's that's a big rival. It's in town this week.
In Reno.
It's in Reno.
Up north.
Well, that's Reno. Paul's recovering from surgery at home. He's a good friend of mine. Good suggestion. Yeah. What do you think?
My numbers were right on. I did not. It's one of the few games I did not play, but I would hate to say it. I'm so glad that UNLV finally has a good football coach, a guy that knows what he's doing and is going to take this program. But the problem is we're going to lose him. He's going to get hired by somebody.
Oh, really?
Yeah. After this year, he'll be out of here. But I lean to the dog in these kind of games. UNLV needs one win for a bowl. Reno struggled. They're going to play them. They're going to give them. This is their Super Bowl, Reno Super Bowl. But my number's right on, so I didn't play the game, but I would lean to the dog.
All right. There you go, Paul. There you go. Your answer live here from Kenny. Also, I remember watching a Nevada game a few years ago, and I bet against them because they had a no-name quarterback. Colin Kaepernick was playing. They go, this guy, Colin Kaepernick. And I'm like, hey, I've never heard of this guy. I forget who they were playing. Kaepernick had 300 yards passing, 200 yards rushing, 9 touchdowns, something like that. It was crazy. And I'm like, I'm going to remember this guy's name. And you know who else's name I'm going to remember forever? This man right here. Give it up for Kenny, ladies and gentlemen. Kenny.
Thanks, Frank.
Listen, we're going to have you back. You were tremendous. He came in dressed the part. I mean, look at him. Thank you for being here.
It's just easier to dress this way.
I know, right? Just to pull over sweater, and it looks fancy. He gave us a lot of picks, which Ryan and I will review, and we'll talk about everything on today's show. We're going to take a quick break, and we're going to come back for a wrap-up right here on Punchlines, live from the South Point Casino.
South Point is also proud to provide a variety of relaxing amenities for the guests who want to be pampered. Soak up the sun and let your stress melt away in our lagoon-style paradise swimming pool. A relaxing getaway where you can bask in the desert sun and enjoy seasonal food and bar service poolside. And if you really want to escape, come to Spa Costa del Sur From couple suites to a co-ed wet area, our spa caters to business and leisure travelers who want to unwind and elevate their senses. A visit to one of our spa's steam, sauna, or whirlpool treatment rooms will leave any guest feeling like they can take on the world. Our gaming amenities include over 60 table games and over 2,600 of the most popular slot and video poker machines. We have penny slots, including the popular Buffalo games, and real machines like Wheel of Fortune, Triple Sevens, and Megabucks. If you prefer video poker, try Deuces Wild, Double Double Bonus, or a variety of multi-denomination games. Or try your hand at one of the most popular casino table games in the world, Blackjack. Don't let the game intimidate you. Blackjack, also known as 21, is both easy and fun. And our dealers are always happy to assist. And the best part? Blackjack always pays 3 to 2. Next, check out the roulette tables. Roulette is one of the easiest casino games to learn, and so much fun to play. It's a favorite of both beginners and seasoned players. In addition to blackjack and roulette, our casino pit features over 60 popular table games like Baccarat, Pai-Gow Poker, 3-Card Poker, Ultimate Texas Hold'em, and Mississippi Stud. So get out of your room and come join in the fun.
All right, we're back. Kenny, like a tornado comes in here, and that gold lame, the Golden Knights jersey, that was tremendous. That was interesting. He gave us picks, which we'll go over in a minute, Ryan. I do want to point out, he mentioned Chris Andrews. Chris is originally from Pittsburgh. It's the guy who brought me up here to do this. Chris wrote me a text. He was the 13th person to sign in to watch the show on YouTube on Friday the 13th. The number 13. Are there any lines at 13 that we should be betting? We have. If there's any line that's 13, today's the day to take it, ladies and gentlemen. You know, Colorado's playing tonight. Deion Sanders, Coach Prime, they're playing tonight. The line was around 13. I think it's now like, Sean, you were telling me it was like 11 or something.
Colorado's 12
Colorado's
now.
11 and a half. Yeah.
It's
I say
12
take
here.
it to 13. Chris, take it up to 13. That way we can have a 13 line. But what a show. Great. What a week. I just want to thank everybody, all the live comments, all the regulars who have been watching. Please share this on your social media, your Twitter, your Instagram. Make sure you hit the subscribe button. I'm going to be pounding it all weekend and letting you guys know how we're doing on these bets and stuff. We got a lot of picks. Did you? I wrote down some of Kenny's picks there. I know he had Northern Illinois, he had Pitt, he had Colorado State, he liked Hawaii. Did he have University of Texas San Antonio? Did he have that?
Yeah, he had
And Texas
UTSA
Tech.
minus the points.
Minus the points. Yeah, they were one of the favorites.
Minus the 9.
Are they playing Texas? I have Texas Tech written down for some reason. Why is that?
UTSA is playing UAB, and
They're
then
playing
Texas
UAB. Who's
Tech.
Texas?
He did take Texas Tech.
He liked Texas
He took
Tech.
Texas
All right, we gotta write
Tech
those
minus a 1.5 versus Kansas State.
All right, listen, I would take these. I mean, you heard the history of how he comes up with these bets. This is in his blood. He was doing it illegally when he was 20. So
Much
I'm
younger.
going with these bets. I'm going to take them. I'm going to come right here to the sports book, or I'm going to get the sports app. How much easier can it be than that? I'm going to go register for the app. You could leave this camera on if you want, and you'll see me after the show walk right up there and hand in my paperwork and become a member of the South Point app. So I'm excited about that. We do want to talk about real quick the South Point NASCAR race. See what I did? I combined the two words. Again, I'm going for Joey Logano. I'm going for Logano right now. Joey Logano to win the race is 30-1. That's some nice odds right there. I'm going with the Italian to go back to back. So I'm going Joey Logano. And here's another guy that I might take is Kevin Harvick. What are the ashes? Where's Kevin Harvick?
35-1.
He's 35-1. The reason I'm taking Kevin Harvick, do you want to know? I was in the elevator with 3 very kind people when I parked my car. The dad had a Harvick shirt on. The wife had a Harvick. The daughter had a Harvick. And they were talking about him as we spoke. And I said, we got in the elevator, and it's quiet. You know, it's quiet in an elevator. And I turned to them, I go, who are you guys rooting for this weekend? And they just started laughing. So we had a nice little laugh there on our long ride down the parking garage elevator here at the South Point. But they're lovely people, so I'll take Ken Harvick. Anyone that you like in the South Point? Are you looking? And I like the props too.
Yeah, I'll take the 24 car.
And the 24 car,
William
of course, everyone knows
Byron.
Is
Yep.
who?
William Byron.
William Byron.
He's also the top points leader in the series race.
That's why I know the
NASCAR
name.
Cup
Okay.
series.
So William Byron. And again, as Chris pointed out to me, you guys got to come down. There's NASCAR propositions. If you're not a huge race car fan, NASCAR fan, you don't know who's going to win, you want to have some fun, they have these groups, these group matchups, the South Point 400 group matchups. The one we pointed out yesterday, you got Ty Gibbs, Ken Harvick, Joey Logano, Alex Bowman, Bowman or Bowman, not sure how you pronounce it. Bowman, there you go. So you can bet, all he has to do, you take one of these guys, they just have to finish ahead of the other guys in the group. So Joey Logano's plus 280. All he has to do is finish ahead of Gibbs, Harvick, and Bowman, and you're plus money. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to be here all weekend at the Sportsbook, having a good time. What's your weekend look like? Are you doing any action you see, or what do you got going on?
I don't know, but with the South Point 400, they got the winning car number, so you can bet odd or even.
Oh my God, these are. Oh my God. Okay, yeah, keep doing.
You can bet the winning car number to be between 0 and 17 or 18 and 99.
Oh my goodness.
You can bet on the different number of drivers to lead a lap.
Most laps led by any driver, over 107.5.
Well, so that's by one single driver.
Okay.
They've got
okay. I see what you're saying.
over 11.5 different drivers to be leading.
Different drivers to lead a lap is 11.5. That's a fun bet. There you go. You can go to the race. You can bet. You can come here and watch it at the South Point. Oh wow! And then they got the car brands. You got the Ford, the Chevys, and the Toyotas in the top 10.
Yep.
These are fun. So even if you're not a huge NASCAR fan, you can come out and have fun betting. There's going to be college football on Saturday and Sunday. You got the NFL and racing. I mean, and you got baseball next week. I mean, it's
Championship Series.
It's Championship Series. And also, someone pointed out that today is kind of an interesting day in my life. What was that thing about July 13th? On Friday the 13th?
Friday the 13th, 2018?
2018. It was in July. July 13th, 2018. Someone tweeted this out at me and said, it was a big day for me. I was here in Vegas doing audience warm-up. Oh, there it is right there. Okay. I'm probably too late for this, but on Friday the 13th of July, 2018, you played a large part in my appearance on Millionaire TV. Good luck. It's been 5 years. Hope you can drop a mention. We did. Who is that from?
That is from Tommy Z.
Tommy Z. Tommy, I hope you won money. Yeah, listen, that was one of my favorite things I ever did. In Vegas, behind Bally's, there's a TV studio where they shoot a lot of your favorite game shows. They've done some Gordon Ramsay stuff there, but we did Millionaire, and we did 3 seasons, and it was so much fun. It was in the round, and we had like half audience here in LA, which is where I met my girlfriend, and then the other half was people it was people from Vegas, and then there were tourists. So there's people where, oh my God, we're seeing a TV show. It's so much fun. And I'd come out and warm up the crowd, and people would be like, oh, you look different. And I'm like, oh, yeah. And they thought I was Chris Harrison. I don't know. Chris and I kind of look alike, but we had a great time. We did it for 3 years here. It was so much fun. But anyway, Chris Harrison, speaking of Chris Harrison, who hosted that show, and you know Chris from The Bachelor, Chris Harrison will be on this show Tuesday. That's right. Chris Harrison, who is a huge Dallas sports fan, and it'll be the day after Monday Night Football, whereas Cowboys are playing. Who are the Cowboys playing on Monday Night Football? The Chargers. They're playing the LA Chargers. So he's going to talk Dallas football with us. We can talk Millionaire. We can talk some Vegas stories. And also baseball. He's a huge baseball guy, and the Rangers and Astros are playing. So it's a perfect time to have Chris on the show. We hope to have some more special guests. Denny Nagel's coming back. We hope to have Billy Gardell, another Pittsburgh guy, coming back. So we really appreciate you guys watching. This was the first week completing shows. We did 5. I think we hit it out of the park on 5 shows. So please share this with friends. Subscribe. Come down to the South Point here in Vegas. Say hi to us when we're shooting live. Get a hot dog. Apparently, this is the best value in Vegas. You get a $1.50 Vienna Chicago-style hot dog for $1.50. Ryan, any parting words of this week? Any final thoughts? He's trying to
find some winners.
Find
some winners. That's all. Just find some winners.
Find some winners, man. And you got enough on this show. I mean, we've been giving out winners all week. And if you want more winners and you want more action here at the South Point, coming up very shortly, he just walked in the door. Jeff will be here. Jeff and Vinny on Sports by the Book, one of our other great shows here. They're the anchor show. You got to come back and watch that. Happy Friday the 13th. I wish you luck on Friday the 13th. We will be back Monday with an all new show here, Punchlines with me, Frank Nicotero. Thank you. Subscribe, share. Good luck to you this weekend. We'll see you.
The pen drop.